Hello, bienvenue, welcome back. This is going to be a slightly different video than usual. Normally I ramble on and on and on about various fandom things and all that sort of fun, but today I'm going to get a little more personal. As some of you might have noticed, I haven't posted a video for the last few weeks, not since my 911 Lone Star video. And there are a few reasons for that. First being, I am in the process of being evicted from my home, so I'm trying to find a new home. And also I was preparing for the live stream that I did on the 11th for Thankmas. And so thank you for everybody who showed up to the Thankmas stream. It was so much fun to be able to bake and chat with you guys. And if you haven't donated and you still want to donate, I will leave a link in the description below. But thank you so much for everybody who showed up and everybody who donated. Every penny helps. But as I said, I am currently looking for a new home, and I had to cut the stream short because I kept having to field phone calls from various people trying to get in touch with me about finding a new house and potentially moving and finances, and it was somewhat crazy. And so I'm sorry I had to end stream early. But thank you anyway for coming and supporting me and helping the charity. But what I wanted to talk about today was something related to one of my very early videos. For those of you who have been around for a while, you might remember that I did a video called What They Don't Tell You About Depression. And I'll be honest, that was an extremely difficult video for me to make. It was so personal and emotional, just delving into my life and my history and what has created me as a person today. Every day of my life is a struggle, and some days are better than others, and some days are just absolutely terrible. And the last couple years have definitely not helped. And I know for a fact that I'm not the only one that's been struggling the last couple of years. Mental health and mental illness has actually been in the forefront of a lot of news these days. And while I am really sad that so many people have had to struggle the same the last few years like I have, I'm glad that it's something that's being brought out to the forefront and being talked about. It's not something that's being pushed back into the shadows anymore. But this last year has been really rough. I'll tell you a little story. At the end of 2019, my doctor retired. He was actually kind of lucky because several months later, the pandemic hit. And everybody went into lockdown. But at the same time, my medication was coming to an end, and I needed to find a new family doctor to be able to have my prescription refilled. And I didn't have one. And when everybody went into lockdown, suddenly I couldn't go anywhere. I couldn't go find a doctor, and just the world wasn't set up to do things digitally yet. Video doctor's appointments, that wasn't a thing. At least not commonly here. So as I kept trying to find a doctor, as I kept trying to get help, I realized that this was not going away anytime soon, and things were going to get really, really difficult. So I did the logical thing in my mind at the time, and I weaned myself off my medication. Now, was that a good idea? Probably not. And if anybody else ends up in my situation, I highly suggest not doing that, because I spent the next year rapidly spiraling. It wasn't so bad at first. Having Tycho in my life definitely helped a lot, because it was someone to get out of bed every morning for, to make me get up and try to be a little human, because somebody depended on me, somebody needed me. But it wasn't easy. There were still days that I stayed in bed until I absolutely had to get up. Or there were even some days that I didn't. And somebody else had to come in and take care of my life because I couldn't. Sometimes I stopped showering. Sometimes I stopped brushing my teeth. I couldn't cope. There's a certain point you reach where you don't feel whole anymore. You're not yourself. And it's difficult to explain to certain people who have never experienced in their life, and they're lucky that they probably never will, and I hope they don't. But just to feel that emptiness inside of you, it just slowly kills you. And these last few years, more and more people have been dealing with this, and I feel for them so much. Just the other day, I had to call the police because somebody in my building suffering from mental illness had a bit of a breakdown. It wasn't pretty. It was actually pretty terrifying. But I'm thankful that he got the help that he needed. It's one of those things that my city, I'm very grateful for, actually has a mental health unit that goes out with the police. We hear about so many people being hurt or killed because everyday people, police, just anyone in general, they're not trained to deal with mental illness and all of the issues that it brings. And if somebody doesn't know how to prepare themselves for that, they tend to panic. And when you panic, you don't react in a very logical way. So I hit a point that I realized that I didn't want to be here anymore. It's hard to say, but that's where I was. And I hit the point where I was like, I need to find help. I need to be on my medication because if I'm not, then I'm not going to be here. So with the help of friends and family and sometimes even complete strangers that other people introduced me to, I finally found the help I needed. Because let me tell you something, there is always going to be somebody there who wants to help you. You may not know them yet, but they want to help. Then you are not alone. I was sent into counseling and I was sent to a psychiatrist and I was re-prescribed my medication, and in fact they actually upped the dosage, which I have to admit I am doing a hell of a lot better on it. I am so much more alive. I have energy again. I get up and I go out and I do things and I actually want to. Every day I take my dog out for a walk. Every single day. I don't miss that without fail. And I'm so thankful for that. I get up and I write and I read and I research and I record videos for you guys. And for a long time, I didn't want to. Sometimes I couldn't. But I need everybody out there to know that it's going to be okay. I know things are rough. I know things are very difficult right now, and everybody is struggling. So, remember to take care of yourself. And if you see someone else who's struggling, maybe offer a hand. because I know if somebody didn't offer me one, I wouldn't be here right now.